A man who's got his mind right does not want a woman who's always got her hand out, because a man loses the second he puts a woman over his purpose. So the woman he's dealing with has to be aligned with his purpose. She has to add to him, not take away.
Ladies, say you're a guy, or at least in the guy role. You're paying for all the dates when you're out with a guy. You're paying for all his bills. You're opening doors for him, doing everything you expect a man would do for you. Would you want something back in return? If so, what specifically? And if not, would you be content with him saying, listen, my presence alone is worth you doing these things for me, and I don't have to do anything for you because I'm a man? What do you guys think?
By 2030, 60% of women between the ages of 32 and 50 are going to be single.
Wow.
Yes.
That's huge.
Huge. Huge. And it's because women are just evolving, doing the work. They've got careers, but they're also doing the inner work. Most men out there are not doing any work. I know a lot of guys. So I think it's time for men to really step up.
Men are not attractive anymore, and I'm not even talking about looks. It's the fact that so many of them are not healed, not self-aware, can't connect emotionally, stuck at surface level because they don't know how to go beyond that. Like, they don't even know themselves, and they're constantly out here trying to chase the next best thing. Being emotionally unavailable, don't know how to express yourself at this big age is a complete turnoff. Like, take some time and heal. Go find yourself.
You know, a lot of these modern women are not getting asked out anymore because asking you out has become a risk and not a reward. If you can imagine that, I know you guys think that y'all are 10 out of 10. I know that you guys see a baddie everywhere you go, but you don't see it from the man's perspective. You ain't a baddie to me. Well, actually, you're a baddie in a bad way. I don't want to be around you.
I'm getting pulled over on the side of the road, right? And he doesn't know how.
I can call somebody. I'm paying for it. Don't worry about my bread. I'm not getting my clothes dirty. I'm gonna pay somebody. That can make me less of a man because I'm gonna throw my hands when a nigga try to touch you. You compare my manhood to a tire? I'm not traditional, but y'all want a man to milk the cow and out here.
Women are choosing to be single and dealing with less because y'all sat here and gave us so much on why we should be doormats to your emotions. Come on, Randy. Opposed to taking accountability for the fact that you ain't healed yourself from the up shit your mama did to you. Come on, Randy. Come on, Randy.
She said y'all. She said y'all.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I go on Bumble and I match with this man and I'm like, hi, how's your day going? And he's like, good, I just came back from the gym. He's like, what do you like to do for a workout? And I was like, let me tell you, I love to go on a run. I love to swim. I love to go for incline walks. I love to lift weights. I love to go to workout classes. Specifically, I love to do like a berries or a bar class or something where there's a lot of strength training. And recently I've started to dabble in calisthenics and I'm really hoping to improve on that this year. He immediately unmatched me.
I mean, yeah, what did you expect? All you had to say was, I train glutes 8 days a week, and I'd love to watch you bench press. That's it.
A lot of these modern women are out here upset that men move on after they get out of a relationship or get out of the talking phase. Well, with the way that y'all act, it's no wonder that a man moves on quickly because there was really no attachment. It was just him buying you food and gifts and all of these other things, and you really didn't even like him. So what attachment is there? What connection was there?
What do girls do that don't like?
Women are extremely unaccountable, hyper emotional, and that's okay to be emotional. As a man, one of your contractual deeds to be with a woman is being able to regulate her emotions and getting her out of slumps. But the fact that has to be part of our contract is if I ever demanded you to be the one to regulate my emotions if we were dating, what's the first word you would attribute that to? And what does the word mean?
Female. We don't like hold ourselves accountable. We don't like to hear the truth.
Until that's fixed, nothing is a conversation. Look at the concept of saying I'm just a girl. That's like the perennial display of unaccountability.
I just have something to say to the women who initiate out and about with men. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but I typically don't. First off, I love the confidence. Second off, usually when I'm out and about, I do not initiate with a guy if I actually think I like him and want something further with him. I always say this, if a man can't initiate, it's like once you hook, guess what? You're now stuck with that. And in this heterosexual relationship, there is only room for one, and that's mine. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
A lot of these men are opting out because the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Modern women are not the women that they used to be. And it is not worth it for me to continue to try to pursue something that I know I'm going to put money into, I know I'm going to put love into, I know I'm going to put energy into, and all of that is going to get me in divorce court with more than half of my assets taken away from me.
I do feel like love should be steady and love should be secure. But I also feel like healthy love to me looks like if you don't speak to me, your chest is tight. You're throwing up, your belly hurts. You thought it was the cheese that you had for lunch, but no, it's because we're on bad terms. I don't know. I feel like there's a part of love that is yearning, and that is I want to speak to her. I want to be with her. I want to breathe her air, not again in like a weird obsessive way, but in like a I love her and I want to be near her type of way. I don't know. I just feel like that's what's wrong with the young men nowadays. That's why the girlies are single.
She ate 400 on camera and had the nerve to cry on Instagram and play the victim. Women versus accountability. Oh, now she's crying about her country getting bombed, but the same people bombing her country are the same ones that made her rich, and she had no problem taking money from them. Stupid. She knowingly married a dude with a case, then went on Instagram crying. Women versus accountability. I don't even know what happened to this bitch. She just be crying like, I don't know, she's seen the devil or something too many times. Like, she must have sold her soul on that contract and just can't get past it, bro. This is just, it's like, women versus accountability. Don't sign that contract if you're gonna be crying all over the net.
So modern women, they talk out of both sides of their mouth. One minute you want tradition, the other minute you want it eradicated. Which is it? A man is not going to continue to guess and read your mind. Modern women need to start making a decision as to what they actually want. And then a man can say, okay, I can adapt to that. Which is what men have done when you say you don't want them to approach and you don't like that decision.
Unpopular opinion. Strong men are not intimidated by strong, independent women. However, they are tired of dealing with the ones who use their independence as a reason to be disrespectful. Just because you got your together and you've reached a higher social status in life and you can take care of yourself does not mean that you get to talk to that man any kind of way and or be disrespectful and think he has to take it, because he don't. He actually don't care and or prioritize your social status. He don't care how much money you make. He don't care how independent you were before him, because let me tell you something, a real man gonna put you in your soft girl era anyway. So you're not gonna have to do all that you had to do when you were strong and independent. Now he needs to know that you could be respectful, because that man is gonna always prioritize respect over love and social status. Respect is more important to him, baby.
Honestly, bro, I've low-key checked out of society. Like, I still go hard for me in my personal life and, you know, the few that are, like, in my personal circle, like my immediate, like, corner and all that kind of stuff. But outside of that, everything that they said that we would get if we just worked hard for it, we're not getting that in life, gang. And on top of that, I don't even really want it anymore. But everything like a wife, a mortgage, okay, your kids living with you from, you know, birth to adulthood, you're not getting any of that. You're just not. All right. All this is nothing but debt and taxes and, theatrical politics. And then you're just being used at the end of the day. Like, it's all. So high key, I just checked out for real. Like, I just do my own thing and going about my way. Like, I just do my own thing and I'm going about my way. That's pretty much it.
That era of begging, that era of pleading, the era of you saying leave or you gonna leave, that's over. Or I'm gonna leave. Why didn't he chase me? That era is over. Oh, I left and he didn't even fight for the relationship. You said you wanted to go. You said you didn't want me in your life. You told me not to chase and I'm not gonna chase. Have a good day.
The fastest way to detach from someone you really love is by letting them do what they want to do. So you can see what they would rather do. If they want to lose you, let them. If they want to choose someone else over you, let them. If they can picture their life without you, let them. You don't know how much time and energy you are wasting being hyper-fixated on what you cannot control. You can't force someone to see your value. You can choose not to allow others to dictate your worth. Stop tying your happiness to other people's actions.
You know, modern women keep on asking, where's this chivalrous man? Is chivalry? No. It's just that you stop receiving it. Men stop doing it for you because you're acting silly. Well, men won't get up and give me the seat. Well, have you looked at the fact that you recorded a video of them sitting down and trying to shame them in public, thinking that's going to do something? Oh, of course not. You guys think that you can continue to insult men and shame men, and you think that there's going to be a good outcome to that.
Sometimes women be so happy just to be around. You don't even realize you talking to the not the little homie. You talking to the little homie. So that's why when they invite you out, you got to be like, okay, well, let's go kick it. I don't even want to go to dinner because I need to see if they sending you to the store for Black and Milds. We need to know what's going on. I need to make sure you're not the little errand boy. But that's why I say, that's why it's like sometimes you need to really even figure out if you like this person. Yeah. Is there even a connection? You know, so I feel like we need to stop wanting to be around and have our own motion. Mm-hmm. We've kind of like lost that. Yeah. We talked about that a few weeks ago, how like if you get on TikTok or whatever, everybody is so like, oh, to attract this type of man, you have to do X, Y, Z. What about being attracted to yourself and feeling good about yourself?
Or what do they have to do to attract us? Because what happened to chivalry?
Yes.
What happened to courting? What happened to trying to impress the women that you're interested in? Yes. Why are we out here trying to do so much to impress these men and they're not doing anything to impress us?
Right.
I always say the way to determine how serious someone is about you is not in seeing what they do on their own, is seeing how they handle your expression of concerns and feelings. All right?
Okay.
That's what's going to show you how, not just how serious they are about you, but how mature they are and if they're emotionally ready to be in a relationship. Because someone who cannot hear you out is not ready for a real relationship. All right. But if they can sit, talk to you, listen, not dismiss, and now make positive changes, all right, then it's all good.
I find that's the thing that's so hard today, because that requires healing. To be able to hear someone out, to be able to listen to someone's concerns and challenges and how they feel, and to actually validate it without invalidating yourself, right? I think that's why we struggle so much, because, or if I validate you, then I'm invalidating myself. Maturity is, oh, I could validate you and also stand true to who I am.
Yes.
That's a healed individual. And
why don't men beg? Why don't men yearn? Do you hear yourself? Have you heard what you've been saying about men? And you're wondering why they don't beg? Why they don't be chasing you? Because you say things and you do things that make a man say, yeah, whew, man, I really dodged a bullet. See, modern women don't understand that. A man be head over heels in love with you, really love you, really like you, really want to spend his life with you. But over the course of a relationship, you continue to show the silly things that you do, and a man be like, yeah, I was in a state of delusion. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking for 2 seconds, please? Can I ask you a question? Are you stupid or are you dumb? No, answer the question. You're both. When's the last time you took a shower? I mean, you reek. You smell like a creature, honey. Get in the shower now. Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me. Please just leave me alone for the next 20 million hours. I'm begging. Can you do anything right? Serious question. Can you? No, you can't, because I've never seen you do it. I've never seen you do it right. Shave. Please go shave. You look like a hairy monster beast. You look disgusting. Stop looking like that. Why do you look like that? Your face. I mean, please change your face. I'm begging you. No, I don't want to hang out, okay? I had a long day at work. Just don't even look at me. Look away. Why are you looking at me? That's what you're gonna wear? I mean, I cannot with you. Go change. I am disgusted. You disgust me, period. End of story.
I don't care what anybody says, but a guy should always be paying for dates. I already know the men are gonna come in my comments crying and screaming. I don't care. If you're okay with splitting the bill, if you're okay with taking turns paying, if you're okay with being the one that's paying for most of the things, fine. That's on you, girl. But me, There are men out there who are literally paying for full-blown vacations for women, flying them out, paying for every single thing they could ever want. And you're gonna let a man make you split on a first date? Some men are providers and some men aren't. Some men want to give you the world in that aspect, and some men want to do 50-50, and that's fine. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, but if I'm having your baby, if I'm giving birth to a whole human and going through everything that I have to do for that, I am not doing 50-50. It is not a crazy ass bitch. There are so many men out there who do it, trust me. And if a guy is asking you on a date and not paying, stop. You'll never hear from me again.
Most men don't marry either. Listen to me very carefully, so y'all can understand what I'm telling y'all. Most men don't want to marry either. A lot are forced into marriage or forced into something that they don't really want to be a part of. They don't want to lose you, but they still don't want to marry you. But when you force them, they say, well, I guess I'll marry her, but I'll still do what I want to do anyway. They want their cake and eat it too, especially if you got to force them to marry you. They're going to have their cake and eat it too, whether y'all like it or not, because most men don't want to get married. Okay? They don't want the financial responsibility. They don't want the emotional issues. They don't want to have to deal with you every day. Most men don't even want to get married. They don't. That's why y'all always saying, how do you make a man marry you? They don't want to marry you. They're going to be in the bar trying to holler at the next chick because they never want to marry you in the first place. So all you need to focus on is getting their money. If you want a man to want to marry you, you got to keep chasing and keep taking his money. All right?
She wants to wear the pants in the relationship, but she also wants a masculine man. She wants a man to lead, but villainizes him every time he does. If you want men to act masculine, you have to treat them like men. You can't lead every decision, control the relationship, and then wonder why you feel exhausted, irritated, and unsupported. Masculine men lead, they protect, they provide direction. But here's the issue, when men step into that role, many women villainize them. A man says, don't wear that tonight, and he's labeled controlling and insecure, when he's simply just protecting. A man says, I'm not okay with your attitude, and is called manipulative when he's just being clear about his expectations. A man says, I don't tolerate disrespect, and suddenly he's a narcissist, when in reality he's just practicing self-respect. This isn't oppression, this is just masculine leadership. Masculinity has been demonized so much that women want strong men but are not allowing strength. Control isn't femininity, it's wounded energy. It comes from fear, not power. If you don't trust a man to lead, that's a conversation to have, not a role to sabotage. You cannot emasculate a man and still expect him to show up as one. If you want a masculine partner, stop punishing masculine behavior and labeling it as these negative buzzwords. Even when you're single, let men lead, let men protect, and let them be men. Because what you honor grows and what you attack disappears.
I feel like a lot of men think that they are it. They are the prize. They have to get chose. They can make the decisions. It's them.
Well, if they're getting
what we do,
if they're getting chose, then I don't see how their reality tells them that's what it is.
Right, but they think that 5 girls, women, whatever, choosing them is they're top. They're him. That's it. But that's not really
the reason why a man would think that. Like, say 5 beautiful women want him. You know how choosy women are.
Yes.
So if 5 choosy women choose on one guy,
then he gotta tell 4 of them, all right, I'm good, I got one.
But how is that?
They're gonna choose all 5. That's why men are gonna choose all 5.
Because that's how we're wired to be.
Yeah, but for what? Why?
What if all 5 girls is giving him the same thing? What if one of them aren't sticking out?
You have to pick. This isn't polygamy.
But look. When a woman's being whined by multiple men at the same time, does she have to pick? Or does she have the right to allow all those men to prove themselves?
Okay.
You gotta say yes or no.
Okay, I'm gonna let you answer that. Go over there real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. Do it. So, like,
But you just said you're in a season of having your.
So I'm the lady who says you can't be my boyfriend unless you pay my bills after 3 months, and that made some men very angry. So I decided to revise that because I'm about to delete this dating app and just not date men altogether because you guys all are after one thing and you don't understand the concept of investing in a lady. So I said, what can we do here? What can we do? And then a story popped into my mind of a lady who had a boyfriend who would always run from her whenever she was trying to get hanky-panky from him. And turns out he couldn't do that. He had problems in that area because he was older. And I was like, oh my God, why did I think of this? So I changed my status to only interested in generous men who are not looking for a sexual relationship. And 3 of the men I was talking to, 2 of them deleted the chat, and 1 of them said, I'd still like to talk to you. I'm still interested, even if you're not interested in that. There's a market for this. There's guys out there who pills don't work. They're not interested. And he is the oldest one out of the 3. So where am I wrong here? I like to be upfront and honest with people. You want a girlfriend, I want a handbag and some 5-star meals and a nice man who talks to me correctly, who's generous and kind. It's a win-win. And nobody gets to touch me because I've turned into kind of like a don't touch me princess. It's icky. I don't like it.
The number one thing that confuses me about dating right now is that it feels like a lot of guys like me, but they don't want me. Like, they're physically attracted to me, they might like talking to me, they like all my stories and everything on Instagram, they might send me a DM every so often, but no one wants to actually make an effort to create something substantial with me. No one wants to make any sort of commitment, no one wants to plan dates, and I feel like I'm in such a weird period. Sorry, there were people, but it just feels like I'm in a weird holding period with a lot of these guys who are definitely breadcrumbing me, stringing me along, making me think that they're eventually going to make an effort. I just have to give it time, and I can't rush anything. There was one certain guy that we had been on 2 dates. They went really well. We were talking, we were FaceTiming, and I tried to plan a third because he hadn't yet, and it had been 2 weeks since we had seen each other. So I tried to plan a third, and he told me that he thought I was forcing it, and he was like, it'll just happen, let it happen, like when we can see each other. I'm like, plans just don't happen out of thin air. Someone has to plan it, and clearly you're not. So I was told I was forcing it. So I don't know, it's very confusing to be liked by many but wanted by none, and it's kind of sad.
Who is the unattractive man and why do women ignore him? The unattractive man isn't always ugly. He's invisible. He walks into a room and women don't feel anything. There's no tension, no curiosity, and no pull. Why? Because society trained him to be harmless. He was told, just be nice, respect her, treat her like a queen. And he heard, if I behave, I will be rewarded. So he turns niceness into strategy. He over-texts, over-explains, over-apologizes, and over-gives. And then when he gets rejected again and again and again, he's shocked because he's confused politeness with power, approval with attraction. That's why he does those desperate gestures. The teddy bear, the roses every Friday, the long paragraphs. He's not leading. He is auditioning for a role to be with her. Now look at the attractive man. He's not mean. He's solid. He has standards. He has direction, and he chooses. He doesn't chase. Women respond to the best option in the room. Strength, competence, confidence, and stability. That's called hypergamy, but I call it reality. Either way, winning about it won't change a thing. So stop trying to be liked and start becoming respected. Build your body, make some money, develop your game, have boundaries, and learn to say no, because begging for acceptance is what makes you invisible.
Question for the heteros. What is it about this that turns you on? Because I was just running at the park, trying to get my 10-minute mile, and I got hit on by almost every single runner out there. But when I was cute, when I was all dolled up, had my hair out, sunscreen on and things, nobody wanted to approach me with it.
Bingo, you just answered your own question. We get on this app every fucking day and tell y'all we don't care for the extra makeup, and what you think is cute as a woman is not what men think is cute. We are not the same. Get that through y'all head. We are not the same, nor should we be the same. So what you think is cute and what men find attractive are totally two different things. Also, y'all pay too much attention to social media. Just because he's liking Big Booty Judy and Thick Ass Daphne don't mean that's what he wants. It's just something that he's seen. It was good eye candy for the moment. He's seen, he's like, and he liked it. That don't mean that's what he wanted in his life. And also, this could be another thing. The aesthetic, the way that you're dressing can be welcoming, whether people realize it or not. Like, for example, me. I'm a sucker for women who wear baggy sweatpants and an oversized tee. I love that aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? And before y'all get in the comments, it don't got nothing to do with like covering up and no shit like that. That's just a style that I like. I wear a lot of oversized. I love women who can pull that look off. Versus the whole dolled up woman, which y'all would think is quote unquote cute. I wouldn't find that as cute. If anything, I would kind of stray away from you, because I've always noticed since a kid, when women get their hair done, their lashes, nails, all of that, and you get all dolled up with the cutest dress and the prettiest heels, you act completely different. You're a whole different character in the database. You start to become conceited and self-centered once you turn into this quote unquote doll of a woman. And I never liked that. The woman who dresses in the regular clothes, it always just gives off like, I'm not gonna say humble, but it just gives off you're more approachable. You know, you're not trying to, you're just being authentically you. And I'm not saying the girls who doll up not being authentically them. If that's your, you feel me, lane, and that's what you like to do it. But I'm just telling you how it looks from the outside looking in for most dudes. But what do I know? I'm just who lift weights. Have a good day.
There's something about me where like men do not want to link me, bro. Like men like literally will follow me on Instagram for years and like every single picture of my ass that I post, and like they'll try to talk to me, so like, you know, we'll talk, and then they just do not link. Like they just will not link. And like, you don't want to link me, that's fine, I'm just not gonna answer your text anymore. But like there's this one guy specifically I'm thinking of who, like, for years, bro, years I've been trying to get this motherfucker to link me, and like I'll unfollow him, but then he'll like, I'll like soft block him, and then he'll like follow me again, and then he's liking all my pictures, and I'll be like, yo, and he's like, hey, how you been? And then we just still don't, like, it's literally been years. And it's like that with so many guys where they just like all my pictures and they want to follow me on Instagram and like watch me, but they don't want to link. And like, it makes me think like maybe they can't handle all that and they know it. Like, and I'm not even like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, it shouldn't be like that, but I'm just thinking if you're like a skinny, because a lot of these guys are thin, like, I don't know, I'm just like grasping at straws because I don't understand. I'm like, maybe you feel like you're not going to be able to put out in a good way. Maybe you feel like you don't got enough for all that. Like, that would, like, if you feel that way, that's fine, but you can say that. Instead, you just got me feeling like I'm an object to you. And I don't get that about guys. Like, are there some guys that just want to look at the girl and don't want to like have relations? To me, that's crazy. If I'm with it, why would you not automatically be like, yeah, I'm pulling up? Like, but instead they just want to like my stories. They just want to like my stories and like watch me and like whatever, be online with it. Makes me like I'm a real person. Like, I want to have sex, like, and they just don't do it for years, bro. Does anyone else experience this? Like,
a lot of these modern women are out here asking, why aren't men traditional anymore? Because you said you didn't need it. You said you were a boss babe. You said that you didn't need a man. So why would I continue performing a role that you said you didn't need? Once again, I'm going to adapt into something that you need and that you want. But if it gets too much, then I'm going to say, that's my price. That, you know, that's what I was willing to pay. You went over that. I'm out. Maybe somebody else will bid on what you got going on, but it won't be me. And modern women are figuring out, oh shoot, I thought somebody was going to bid a high price on what I have going on, but they ain't.